Good morning. It's April 22nd, and it is a cold one. Well, I'm all dressed, as you see, ready to rock and roll. But I want to show you who's not. Look who's not ready.
I don't get out of this tent until it's at least 18 degrees. Thank you.
Well, I guess that's going to be the facts of life.
Woo, it's cold.
Wait. Well, we're planning to go to Neel's Gap and have a pizza there, get some resupply, just one or two meals, and then head back out into the mountains. But it is a cold one this morning. I think it got down to around 14 degrees, 15 degrees this morning. So yeah, it's cold this morning. But of course that. Okay, so we're leaving Woods Hole Shelter right now. It is a long way off the trail. It's about 0.4 miles off the trail. So now we're walking back to the trail. But we're getting started a little later today. Well, it doesn't matter. We're gonna go to Neel's Gap, which is about 1.5 miles from here. But we're gonna have to climb Blood Mountain. Oh, 3 miles. Oh, okay. I got my navigator behind me. So Neel's Gap's about 3 miles. And we got to climb Blood Mountain. So Blood Mountain's a pretty high mountain, but it's doable. And we just got to get back on the trail right now, because 0.4 from the shelter to the actual trail is a long way when you first start, because none of this counts. I am slowly going up Blood Mountain, and there's a whole bunch of steps. And this area is probably one of the higher elevations, but it's pretty steep. So you just gotta be very careful with the rocks, because a lot of the steps are made out of rock, and right now there's a whole bunch of ice on the rocks and on the ground. So you take one wrong step, you're automatically doing the splits, and I don't want to do that this morning. But it's probably about 25 degrees right now, because it was cold last night. There were about 10 people at the shelter last night. 4 of them slept in the shelter. The rest slept out in their tents. We had breakfast with a couple other people, and now we're on the trail. And I'm taking my time. Sandra, say hi. Huh? So we made it to Blood Mountain Shelter, and it's an old stone shelter, possibly a house from back in the day. I think I talked about it in my last video, but this is the second time here and the last time, I believe. But that is Blood Mountain Shelter. All right. So we're going to this rock scramble right now, and Sandra took us on a little adventure. It was a detour that was not supposed to be a detour, and we had to go all the way back up. But markings are not as good up here. So that hike over Blood Mountain is pretty tough. And when we made it, okay, slow down. It was tough. The rocks, you forget about how tough it really is. But Blood Mountain was a challenge. And when you get to Neel Gap, a lot of people quit, and I can understand why.
I can see why, yeah, no doubt.
So
I'm like, no thank you.
It's a challenge, man. But there's a lot of mud today, so that made it difficult and a lot of snow. So let's get to Neel's Gap, get my pizza and Sandra's Coke? Coke.
Coke and pizza.
And we're gonna...
It's the only time we can do it.
Yep. First stop for us. This is Neel Gap. It actually has a outfitter, a little place to grab some frozen meals, and down there below, which is a little cabin, you could rent a bunk out there. And it's called Mountain.
After we ate the pizza and drank the Coke, we hiked another 1.1 miles up to Bull's Gap.